Can you say hello?
Hi.
We're going to tell them a story, aren't we?
Tell who?
Anyone who's watching. Do you remember what happened a few years ago?
No.
No. How are you going to help me tell the story then?
I don't know.
Do you want me to just tell it? And you can listen
Yeah.
while you're doing your copy work?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Go for it. Hey friends. 'Tis the season to be jolly, right? No, not really. 'Tis the season to buy lots of gifts and dish out a whole bunch of money on things that are going to end up at Goodwill or at the thrift store or in the trash. Or in our case, in a tote in the basement because they've been taken away. Yes, we take our kids' toys away because toys are a privilege. But that's not what we're talking about today. Today we're going to talk about the joy of being present in the holiday season. So, what does that look like? I'm a giver. I love giving gifts. And my husband Kyle is a giver and he loves giving gifts. And I also like spending money. I used to spend a whole lot of money on giving gifts for other people. So, Mac had a bag, B-A-G, right here, with a period.
Period.
So, we spent a lot of money, and we loved giving good gifts. Not like expensive gifts, but like thoughtful gifts. Like, hey, I took time and I saw this, and it jumped off of the, what is it called? Shelf into the cart. And I thought you would so enjoy it. And go all out. And go to all the parties and all the things. Until this little guy here, this is the very short story. There's another on my blog. There's more in detailed story of what I'm about to tell you. He got sick and had a really high fever. And I was just trying to get his temperature down, and I put him in the bath, and I walked away. Went to go clean, get the dogs in from outside, and come back, and he was floating in the bathtub, and I had to perform CPR on my child, my 4-year-old little boy, and he was limp, and his lips were blue, he was not breathing. I tried CPR, nothing, so I pleaded that the Lord would fill his lungs with God's living breath. And he immediately started coughing up water after I prayed that over him. We spent time in the hospital, and he was actually able to get out of the hospital it was a few days before Christmas, and another story that I haven't documented yet, but this little guy here decided to come 3 months early into the world. He was 26 weeks, and we were just about to leave from our trip to San Diego. We were going to head home. So thankful he came the day before we came home, because him and I got to have an extended vacation at the NICU in San Diego. He's my San Diego baby. So, where was I going with that, bub? Oh, yeah, we got to come home a few days before Christmas. And then when we were at the hospital, and he was able, and he got all the clear okay, which was all God, because he had water in his lungs, and he had a big seizure in the ER, and they didn't know what caused it. So he was under observation. And just God worked a miracle. If you want to check out that blog post, it's on, I don't know where it's linked up, somewhere on my page. But amazing God story.
Or on Facebook.
Yes, it's on Facebook. Thank you for that. But we got to go home on the exact day a few years later, 4 years later, that he got to come home from the hospital in San Diego. And that was all just, the details are just amazing when God just pieces it all together. So we got to come home after he spent like 5 days in the hospital, and I was completely, not frazzled, I was thankful beyond words. Why was I thankful? I was thankful because while he was in the hospital, I tried really hard not to beat myself up for being all of the things that I named myself for leaving him alone in that bathtub. Shame and guilt were really close, and they were knocking at my door, no, pounding at my door. And I had to really take my thoughts captive and not give in to game, shame or guilt. And you could be in this too. But in a situation that could have gone so wrong, this little guy here got to walk out of the hospital a few days before Christmas. And we got to celebrate Christmas together as a family when it could have been so different. So ever since that year, 2018, we decided as a family, mostly Kyle and I, that we were going to be present during the holiday season. We don't say yes to everything. We try to be intentional in all things. And as for gifts, this is funny, some of my friends know this. Since I said at the beginning, we take away toys and they go in the basement, we wrap up toys, the same toys that they have in the basement, and let them open them up on Christmas Day. So we have not bought them toys since before 2018, because it's more fun to spend time together and be intentional with our family time, because it doesn't matter what's around the Christmas tree, as in presents. What matters is the people that you spend time with and making those memories together. So this morning, I was reading the Advent devotional, and we were going to get started with homeschooling, and just feeling this, it's December 1st, I want to be intentional. I don't want to go overboard because I don't have the budget for that, but also knowing that I want to do things and make traditions that the kids are going to remember, and that they are going to, this is my expectations, someday want to do with their kids and just make a lasting impact on their life. Because things break, things are easily forgotten about, but memories and time together, being present, those are the things that we'll hold on to. So, how do we be present in a world that says, you need this, you need that? Here's the things that you need to get that are the perfect gift. Here's your gift giving guides. That's where I've been seeing all over Instagram. And what do? You look away. Personally, you look away. That's what I do. Because it's so easy to compare yourself to what's going on around you in Instagram world and Facebook world. and have that expectation of I need to do X, Y, and Z if we want to have this perfect holiday. It doesn't exist. You make it what you want it to be. So, take a deep breath and enjoy your family that are in your home, because no one's promised tomorrow. That's a lesson that I learned in 2018, and I have to continually remind myself of that. And all we want to do is play with boxes instead of doing our coffee work and homework. Anything you would like to tell them, Peyton?
What?
Anything you'd like to tell them about Christmas and what's the meaning of Christmas?
It's the thing that you don't get. It's the thing that you give.
And what does that mean to you?
It means people can like get you stuff, but or they can like give you what they have, but people can't buy stuff for you because that's odd.
That's all?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you. I hope that encourages you. And if not, sorry I took up 12 minutes of your time. Deep breaths. Keep it simple. Let go of comparison.